he got invited out to the woods to get us a load of logs. And I get out here and I spent all day wrenching. Whoa, Blackie, shut her down now. Listen, them turbos through that pipe sounds good. Or them turbos. It's not an Acer, it's got one turbo. One big turbo, but it acts like it's got 16 turbos. But anyways, come out here to the woods to get me a load of logs. I got invited. I get out here. As soon as I got here, everything's broken down. So I've been wrenching on the boom, and I had to go up and work on the dozer. It had one big code 62 fittings, blowed an O-ring out of it on the drive motor underneath the big lead sled bottom of the bulldozer. When I get done with all that, I was the first in line when I got here, and now everybody's been gone for 45 minutes to an hour. And again, he's got to go take care of some business. And she said, hey, you want to come run the boom a while I leave? I said, hell yeah, don't threaten me with a good time. So let's go run and knuckle boom a little bit. I know one thing, as far as I've walked, this stuff's starting to get heavy. Oh, yeah, boy. Big D's truck ain't been loaded back there yet.
How are you?
It's trying to make a YouTube video because I never come to the woods no more. Now the logger wade's turned into sawmiller wade. And I told them all that I got invited to come get a load of logs.
And look what happened.
And look what happened. I'm gonna have to quit coming partying. What now?
I was studying that little manifold there, and no drip come off of it. And I thought, the manifold's not shot. That thing was leaking all along. And then all of a sudden, here comes a spray, and it's loose again.
It's loose, the same hoses?
I don't know. I parked it and filled up.
It happened all at once?
Yes.
So it wasn't leaking before?
Nope.
So whatever hose is coming loose is coming loose again. Well, it ain't that one. That was the one that was loose earlier, wasn't it?
You said that probably needs new O-rings in it. That is why it doesn't have any.
Oh, that hose hangs down. That shouldn't be hanging down like that.
Be sure to get that truck loaded so they can get out of here.
Well, where in the hell's... Well, I gotta figure out where it's at.
You want me to squeeze it down? Maybe?
Yeah, you squeeze it down and we'll look. It's a small job, small timber. But it's heavy to white oak, and we'll take heavy to white oak. White oak's the only thing that's really up right now. And the loggers, see, as a logger, you get to run to white oak when everything goes to shit. But as a sawmiller, you ain't got nowhere to hide. So it's kind of nice to get to be logging again and getting to run a little bit of white oak to help things out a little bit. It had some hoses loose when I got here. That grapple sucks. The cat makes a better grapple now, but they don't give them away. All right, hang on. Oh, the hose itself. Lay her down, I gotta change the hose. That daggone fitting's eking. All right, well, let's make us a hose. We've been making hoses and fixing O-rings since we got out here. She said, well, you're not done yet. You got this hose yet. You. Ooh. She's watered up down a pickle here. Here, let's change this hose as a team. There. You better not start it out. That's for damn sure.
I can attest to that.
I was pretty fucking rough
Being the one who
when I started out. Everything I touched broke.
Huh?
I said everything I touched broke.
Oh, I feel that.
Oh, yeah. I love that part about them. You hardly ever touch some bitches. Now I got to a bunch of them ties, but if I was doing normal cutting, I wouldn't have had to. How's the big grapple doing? Is it behaving itself?
What?
Said, how's the big grapple doing? Is it behaving itself? We've had a hell of a day around there.
So what happened to that fuel pump?
Well, those of you on here, this is my manager. It's my manager over there. he shakes his head at me all day long. Then he got me fired off the woods crew. All right, those of you that's new to the channel, we usually make our hoses here in the woods. If you don't have a hose crimper in the woods, you spend half your time looking for hoses and driving around. I've been down that road. It works all right if you're cable skidding and a knuckle boom loader, maybe no dozer, but when you get to running bunchers and stuff like that, it's a pain in the butt. That's how it went. He was getting into rubber, or getting in a feller buncher. He was telling me, well, I'm not a mechanic like you are. And I just horse laughed him. I said, you will be. I feel like Yoda. You will be. And I'm sure he is now. I'm sure he's a great mechanic now. But I bet he didn't know he was going to be. Let me check this out. That's right there. A 90 on it, I don't think they needed it. That's part of the problem. No, the 90 went up here, and they did need it. Without it, it would be a problem. Okay. Whew. That's being a beggar. All right, let's go get Big D. We'll bring him in here and load him. You know, when I used to cut, I'd drive truck out the woods and haul load back with me every evening. Derek, he come to the woods, he started doing the same daggone thing. And then back when Stevie worked here, he done it, and Robin done it. But nowadays, it's just Derek doing it. And then if I come out, I'm bringing a log truck with me. That way I'm coming back with something to show for it. So in the evenings, right before we shut down, after last round's loaded and gone, while the guys are finishing up cutting back here and skidding back here for the day, well, we bring all the trucks up that come out empty that morning, and we load them up and get them ready to head back to the mill with a load. Derek's truck needs paint work. We was trying to try to get it done this winter, but everything else happened. Hopefully, if I'm back at the mill, I can do more mechanic work this summer. Me and Perry can. Maybe even Rick and Ball. And then next winter, Derek can work on his truck and do what he wants to with it. Him and Dan. It just, this winter kind of was a screwy deal. Jordan, he went up and cut a little bit. Getting kind of soft over here where the steer tire sets. All right, we'll put a load on Big D here. All right, we're gonna throw a load on Big D. And it's been a long time since I ran knuckle booms. We're gonna see if I remember how to do it. Let's see, there's a hydraulic unlocker. They call it crane controls. This thing operates different than a din-din, than an excavator. It takes a little bit to get the hang of it. And swing and drive, boy, it takes a little bit to get the hang of that too. Boy, it wasn't so. Joni ain't got no weight on her out there. Let's cut up a log and get some weight on his out there. That's much better. There we go. This boom coming from the factory, you know, like an excavator, the hydraulics are smoother on. The boom, it's more just kind of white knuckled hydraulic strength. It's not really monitored or controlled. It's kind of a cheaper setup, built more, designed more for flow instead of smoothness. I don't know if there's really a lot of thought in it. It's just kind of cheaper, and chain loggers are kind of cheaper, you know, as a general rule of thumb. And what, long story short, is you got this hanging pendulum hangs off the end of this thing, off this stick, and smooth is key. You ever heard the term slow is smooth is fast? This machine is the epitome of that, with that swinging pendulum on the end of it. Now once you get used to it, you get used to throwing your grapple and things get to going smooth. You lead, you throw, you kind of take off quick with your machine. You get towards the end when you're getting ready to bite something, and you slow down and throw your grapple towards. You give your grapple a positive pitch towards what whatever you're getting ready to grab. But what I used to do when I used to run the boom all the time is I had an accumulator. I'd put an accumulator on the accumulator and a flow control on the uppy hose on the main boom. And this one's got it too. It's flat right now and it needs attention. But every once in a while you have to clean it up and get the hydraulic, because the hydraulic oil finally gets on the air side. It's a piston accumulator, and so the air, and I got a one-way flow control valve on the bottom of this hydraulics on this thing is the way I do it. In the one-way flow control, what that does is it lets the oil squish in fast and come out slow. So I never did ever have trouble out of the flow control per se, but the accumulator would always get oil on the backside of the piston, and you'd finally have to drain it out and get the air, compressed air or something, and take the Schrader valve off the top of it and squish it out and refill it with nitrogen or air, whichever one you're filling it with. You don't fill it a lot. It's a lot like a wheel loader. It works just like a wheel loader with load ride. That's how it works. But anyway, it works good. It works really good. And this thing's flat. It's been flat. And Mama's like, well, you're never out here anymore, and we don't work on stuff. We didn't have time to part with it without you out here and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, that's fine, I guess. It ain't fine, because if the operator ain't comfortable, the machine ain't comfortable, the production's slower, and you're beating up pins and hoses, and that just bites you in the butt later. So she said, well, Mr. Fancy Pants, help me out with it. So in the morning, I'm going to come back and get a load of logs early in the morning, and I'll fix it in the morning sometime. Tomorrow's Saturday. We're going to try to get some hauling done Saturday. So is what's going on. And I basically told her, I said, I want a break. Things have been wild at the mill, and I just want a little break. I just want to get my wood walk truck and just go get a load of logs and enjoy myself. So here's the next morning. 5. I had to start get to the woods here and get my load and get to the mill. I got stuff to do today. Let's check the oil here. Mom and Big Daddy's first time, but it's my first time. And I want to get them right. So I want to make sure and get them right, because it's potentially a real good thing for us. It's a benefit that a lot of loggers have got over the years, and I want to daggone get our chance at this benefit too. Being a sawmill, you know, especially when times are kind of tight like they are now, an advantage like staves or something like that, it's a pretty big daggone advantage. Where's the light bulbs in this thing? There we go. There we got some illumination. Now we got some illumination. We're gonna do some load utilization. I'll set y'all up here and give you all the crow's view, or eagle's view, eagle eye view, eagle eye joke. I don't know. I'm just saying stuff early in the morning, kind of silly. Of course, Roger says I'm always kind of silly. We're gonna load out some stave logs and get them back to the mill so we can work them up today. A little soft, I'm a little sunk. We'll see if old Blackie can get took off. Truck. Oh, Bracky, you're a good old gal. All right, let's get back to the mill. All right, I'm back to my second load. Gonna do 2 loads, and me and Perry's gonna work up this white oak today. Get ready, the stave buyer's coming Tuesday. And we're setting out veneer too. We got a bunch of veneer butts, kind of getting this white oak moving along. I'm out too far, I gotta back up a little bit, Joni. But she's drag loading some of these long ones out the back. Had to work on her rig. Told her that some of it's riding rougher than a cob. I got an accumulator on that thing, on your main boom lift cylinders, so it works like a load ride on a wheel loader. And that accumulator gets flat, that boom gets fucking whopping, you know. Drives me up the wall. But Perry, Mikey, Joni, this fat one's stuck in the headache rack up here. That's why I won't move over for you. You have to slide him back 2 inches before he'll go over. It's good enough, Joni. Good enough for its 4, Guinea. And stacking logs is like stacking lumber. You gotta stack your outsides first and then finish in your middle. But loading from a knuckle boom, you can't see over like an eagle eye view, so you're gonna have to load away from you a little bit first too. So you kind of got them 2 things of working against each other, or whatever you call it. She's gonna back me up here in a second. We'll be back. We'll be back after I get back. What she's loading now is a hickory. It's kind of in the toilet. There ain't much you can... All you got with hickories, basically FAS and ties. That's about all you got. There just ain't much to be too proud of on hickory. Poor thing. Nobody's using that stuff in their house no more. They go on that plastic trim and all that crap. White's the thing now. Oh, John, you're gonna drop that. She makes me nervous when she does that stuff. Now, it's bark slip season. It's just around the corner, and you get in bark slip season, you pull a number like that, you'll lose it. There's her Jeep. I think it scaved out this morning. See if it's still got a windshield in it. That white oak was sitting above the hood of this thing. Well, it's kind of dusty, but it looks good. We can still take the family out to Wyoming in it. Alright, Jordan and them's coming from up on the hill. There's plenty marked here. Man, if I had a saw. Whew, I should have brought my chainsaw. There's some marked above this shack over here. Kind of a steep little knob up here. Got a bench on it. Couple benches actually, but Big Daddy's got the road up on that that more upper bench. And this is your south slope, so it's gonna be heavier to white oak. It's a little hotter site, but just being out here, even though I had to go crawl up underneath the bulldozer and drink a bunch of hydraulic oil yesterday, it's still nice to be out here. I said it's just as good a place to drink hydraulic oils anywhere, I guess. Of course, as you get more, I've done stuff more now, and it seems like now everywhere I go I kind of need to do turn wrenching for people and stuff and help everybody out. That's what I tend to end up doing more of than cutting timber like I used to get to do. Big D's doing a great job and he's having fun doing it. He's a freaking natural. Of course he grew up, it's in his blood. He knows what he's doing. And now Jordan, the one I keep calling my manager, now he's Derek's son. I don't know how many generation logger he is, but he's struggling on a few things, but he ain't struggling near like I did when I was his age. I was an idiot. He's doing a hell of a lot better than I did. Giddy! See if old Bracky pull out this time. She lowered down a little bit, but not like it was a while ago.